This week's episode of One Piece was, for me, fantastic because it just gave us so much information and led us into a flashback in the next episode. That's what it looked like for the preview at the very end of the episode. And I like how it started. It starts off with a very great joke of Bartolomeo seeing Luffy the same way Hancock does. These... It looks so weird. The sparkling eyes, the very different facial structure, and it. Oh man, it was just hilarious to see that face again. You know, I missed it. I'm hoping it shows up more and more often now that we have Bartolomeo. But really, that was just like that only lasted for 3 minutes, but it was a hilarious 3 minutes. And I'm surprised that this episode didn't have that long 5-minute recap. It was probably maybe like 2 minutes, maybe a little bit less. But I guess it's because there was just so much information to get through. There's like, okay, let's shorten the recap, you know, and just get the episode over with. And I'm glad for that. And yeah, there is a lot of information. We go back to the toy pile where all the loser gladiators are, and there, you know, more of them keep coming in. And some of the soldiers look at the mysterious gladiator. I forgot what his fake name was supposed to be, because once he reveals he's King Riku, I mean, you no longer need to focus on what his surname or fake name was, because it's King Riku. Holy shit, he's still alive. And I know at this point I should expect it, but still, I mean, all these old men that still have these bodybuilder bodies is just it's still taking me back. Like, damn it, I wish I had a body like that. Why do the old men keep having that body? But really, it shows that all the soldiers, all the people that actually were near King Riku, and actually knew him, still love him despite all the stories and all the rumors that Don Flamingo spread around the country, and to possibly other countries. And even Elisabello, you know, he's happy to see him because King Riku was a great, you know, neighbor country to his country. You know, they always helped each other, and it just shows that King Riku, kings of countries aren't just important to that country they themselves live in. They're important to other countries themselves. And it goes into a lot of politics, and I like that little bit of insight of the relationship of the countries and everything. And all the regular citizens who don't really actually get to talk to King Riku properly and just live normal lives, they're the ones who are easy to manipulate. And I find that kind of hilarious. You know, government always keeping secrets, and the civilians are always kept out of the loop, and that's why it's so easy to, you know, turn the tide with them. You know, get them to like someone more than someone else just through propaganda. But either way, you know, that doesn't last long, because this goo comes up and takes one of the sons of the Happo Navy, Sai, I believe his name is, and he then gets turned into a toy by Treble. That's what it looks like. It looks like Treble is the one who turns him into a toy, but I don't see how his slime ability can do that. So maybe it's someone else and they're just trying to trick us that it's Treble and someone else in the shadows is doing it. But for now, it looks like Treble is the one who's actually taking these guys and like turning them into toys and kind of brainwashing them into obeying the Don Quixote family. And it's kind of a very dark thing to see. I mean, these proud warriors who would never listen to these horrible people are being forced to, you know, obey them and practically become their slaves. And it's just, it's sad to see this. And then it goes into more of the Tontatta's backstory and how they came to be a big part of this country. 900 years ago, they were slaves to the Don Quixote family. They were brutally beaten, worked to death, and it was sad to see that And maybe it's a little throwaway scene, but when they do the flashback, they show that probably one of the royal members of the Don Quixote family, and he has a crooked nose and jagged teeth. It looks a lot like Blackbeard. Maybe it's just Ichiro Oda just decided like, oh, just throw a random design in there. It doesn't matter because we're never gonna see them. But still, I mean, it looks a little too much like Blackbeard to just be a random design. But who knows? We'll probably find out way later about Blackbeard because he's still ways away. But for now, Don Quixote family has always been just bastards. They've always been evil. Probably even worse than any average celestial dragon family. So that's something. And and it still goes back to Don Flamingo hasn't changed from his family roots. He's still, you know, cruel and antagonistic to everyone. It makes no sense. Like, why leave being a celestial dragon if you're just gonna be doing the same thing? Are you just trying to do the same thing but on your own? Like, oh, I'm not being cruel. I'm not being this tyrannical leader because I'm a celestial dragon. I'm doing this because I'm me. It makes no sense in some ways. It just confuses the message that Don Flamingo's trying to spread, if he's trying to spread that certain message. And maybe he's not. Maybe he's just tired of the responsibilities of being a celestial dragon, or the, you know, like the mold of a celestial dragon. Like, people always assume these certain traits to a celestial dragon, but he doesn't want that. I don't know. I don't know who knows what Don Flamingo is going for, what his ultimate goal is. But either way, you know, the Tontatta finally say, you know, that was until 800 years ago when the King Riku family came in and, you know, pretty much just let them steal anything they want and made them legends like fairies. And in return, they grew all these beautiful flowers and, you know, forests and everything. And at first, I'm thinking, like, I'm sure this is a very bad plan. I mean, letting them just take whatever they want. I mean, people are should riot. I mean, if out of nowhere some of my stuff was being stolen, like my laptop or my camera, be like, hey, what the fuck? I spent all this money on my shit, and you're just telling me, oh, forget it, this is just fairies. Like, no. But everyone seems to be fine with it. Like, if they're fine with it, I mean, that's their country. I don't know what their rules are, laws, but whatever. Fine. I'm not bringing any of my stuff with me on vacation to Dressrosa. Hell no. I'm just like, I'm buying everything over there, because if I get something stolen, fine. But if my stuff gets stolen, hell no. I'm not gonna stand for that. But yeah, I mean, the Tontattas really did suffer a lot. And it's just repeating itself over again. Don Quixote comes back, he takes over the country, and bam, it's just everything's thrown into turmoil just by this one guy coming in, and just being being a cruel, tyrannical leader, just like his ancestors were. But either way, you know, there was a lot of backstory, and this is the first time in a long time that episode I streamed actually showed the preview for the next episode. That's weird. I mean, first the whole short recap, and then the preview comes in. It's like, I haven't seen this in a long ass time. So again, it's leading to a flashback episode next week. So you know how Don Flamingo took over the country, and I'm interested in seeing that. It looks interesting, especially seeing Don Flamingo with his short hair. I mean, that looks pretty cool. And then there was another little preview of a special, maybe a movie. It looks more like a special. This doesn't look like movie quality, of possibly a story that happened in between the 2 years time skip. Like, it's just Luffy and Riley, and then this group of mysterious baddies attacking or doing something that has Luffy has to fight them. But either way, again, this episode was weird, not because of the episode itself, but because, again, short recap, preview, and then the preview for this new special. It's just, where's all this coming from? It looks like, I saw like a golden 9 at the bottom of the screen at one point during the commercial break. And it was just Luffy and then Goku and then some gold pillars or something like that. It's like, is there something special going on here I don't know about? I'm pretty sure it's been 10 years since One Piece has been around. Why is it saying 9? What's the 9 for? But yeah, either way, this was a great episode. I liked it. It was a lot of fun, and it gave us a lot of information. This video is going on for so long because, again, there was just so much weirdness that came out of nowhere that hasn't happened in a long time. But either way, great episode. I liked it. You know, what do you guys think? I can't wait until next episode. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye bye.